People, what is up? What is up? I'm hyped. I'm hyped up, people. What is up? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. My God, that was a chat and a half. I'm hyped up. I'm hyped. Let's get this going, man. You guys are the goats for watching. You guys didn't need to watch, but it's fucking late over there. And you guys are taking time out of your day to watch me. I appreciate you guys. Welcome. I should do a proper intro. Welcome to episode 2 of the Ball Don't Lie podcast. Mic and camera working. Mic and camera check. How we doing? Mic and camera check. How we doing? I'm gonna go for a quick piss. Give me a minute. I'm the kind of idiot that, literally, no, guys. I'm the kind of idiot that would not take a piss before the show and do it and realize that I need to go as I'm doing it. That's the IQ we're dealing with here. And I thought I'd change my shirt because I was wearing the same one as I wore yesterday, and that's just weird. Yeah, what a start. That's the content we got here, people. We're off to an absolute flyer. This is a barn burner of a show. All right, people. Thank you, Coach. I'm an idiot for not going. Jesus Christ. All right, let me shout out the people who. Let's shout out all the people in here. We got 12 people. Yeah, I should have. We got 12 people in here. Holy shit. Actually, I need to watch my swearing a bit. All right, let me shout out all the people. Shift God, what up? Let me see who's in here. Anakin Sky Ogre, my G. What up? Shaquille Oatmeal, my G. I want to shout out everybody. I want to. Bonge. Is that how you say it? Bonge? I don't know. Bonge? I don't know. Whatever the hell it is. What up? Andy, my guy. Streams only. My G. Burning Issues, my guy. Let me see. Mr. Detroit City, you're a G. Camera. Okay, right, should be good. All right. Broder, what up? Derek. Oh my guys. Coach Walk. I think I covered everybody. Diggity Dog. That name makes me laugh. I did steal the Crunch Time intro. It's the only one they have here on StreamYard. Sorry. Who else? Who else is in here? Alex. What up, brother? Doubling last night's views. Yeah, man. We're out here. Look at the community we got in here. No, I know you're joking. Guys, seriously, joke. Make jokes at me. I can handle it. That was an elite start. I'm an idiot. God damn. My dad literally tells me before the show, hey, you should probably change your shirt because you wore it yesterday. And my dumbass forgot. God damn, Andy, I'm a mess. But, all right, so today, sorry this is a little all over the place. I'm still finding my, still getting my feet wet with this thing. Alrighty. I appreciate you guys for joining. You guys are awesome. You guys are elite. Later, Bonge. My G. Bond J. Bond J. Okay. Bond J. Cool. Cool. Hello from Minnesota. Cool. Later, dude. All right, so yes, I could. Yeah, could, Mr. Detroit City. You got a sick brain. We got 12 people in here. Damn. Make sure to like the stream, sub to the channel, help your boy out. Okay. And I forgot water. Jesus, I'm an idiot. So yesterday I did my first show. I ranked every. Also, how about the shirt? But anyway, so yesterday we did our first show. We ranked all of the quarterbacks. That was a fun one. Lot, ruffled some feathers with a few of them. I uploaded that video. Yeah, screw you, Shaq. But so we ranked every quarterback yesterday. Today we are ranking every team from 32 to 1. All right, this chat's already getting unhinged. I don't like it. I don't like where this is heading. Don't like where this is heading at all. I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. Okay, so yeah, we will be ranking every team. We will not stand for this in the chat. I can't believe I got moderator, by the way. I feel like a whole new man. I feel like that, you know that meme where it's like Gru standing on top of the mountain above all his minions? Like, I feel like I have the power to just put any one of you crazy guys in timeout. Yeah, man. It was 12 hours of unhinged. Or 2 hours. Alright, you guys chill. Chill out. Chill the fuck out. Okay. So, before we get into the teams, once again, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Episode 2 of the Ball Don't Lie podcast. So first of all, I want to go over some of the things that happened today. We'll go over some of the news. We will not stand for this. Yes, Broderick should be. Jordan Whittington's a dog. I want to go through a couple of the things that happened today in the NFL, and we can talk about it a little bit. So, first thing we're going to talk about, and I want you guys' opinion on this. Matthew Judon is an Atlanta Falcon. I believe they gave up a 3rd-round pick to get him. Judon, last 2 years he's been healthy. As you see, 15.5 sacks, 12.5. Had he got hurt last year, torn bicep, turns 32. What do you think of this move? I think this gives Atlanta the division, personally. I think they win it. I think they'll probably win it 10, 11 games. I think this puts them over the Bucks. I think for sure. Matthew Judon, elite pass rusher when he's healthy. He's getting a little older, but I think this guarantees the division, in my opinion. Maybe not guarantee, but you got Grady Jarrett and Matthew Judon on that defensive line. Ruka Horo, that's a name and a half you drafted. So great move by the Atlanta Falcons. Clearly, they believe that they can go all in this year. I do think that there's a ceiling. I don't see them really making a huge Super Bowl push with Kirk Cousins, but I think this is a good move for the Falcons. And as for the Patriots, they actually moved down a spot on my rankings because of that move. So yeah, rough for the Patriots. Yeah, man, the Bucks ain't winning that division. But Tyler, what up? What up, brother? You guys are awesome. So yeah, Falcons, they get a good pass rusher. Good job for them. And then more unfortunate news dropped today. Mr. Mr. JJ McCarthy set to miss entire rookie year. His entire rookie year, torn meniscus. Look, regardless of what you think of the Minnesota Vikings, this sucks. I think the big thing with JJ this year was having him sit and learn behind Darnold. He will do that, but it won't really like I thought he was gonna sit, then get some playing time, and that would be the best way for him to develop. So this is rough. They're gonna be rolling with Sam Darnold throughout the whole year. That definitely I'm not a huge fan of that. But yeah, JJ, tough one. Tough injury. Um yeah, it is that bad. He's out for the whole year. Looked promising against the Raiders. And yeah, he's out for the year before the game. Tough break. Tough break for JJ McCarthy. Jettas was hyped. Yeah, tough one. Tough one for JJ McCarthy. Vikings. Feels like the optimism for their season's kind of been sucked out of them. Pause. So, tough one. Tough one for JJ. Tough one. But we'll get cracking with the teams. Just want to give this one final skim through. Because ranking teams especially is tough before they've even played a game. Ranking quarterbacks is easier. Ranking teams is hard. I just want to skim through this, make sure this is good. I think we're good. I think we're ready to rock. A couple teams could be flipped around a couple places, but I think we're good. All right, let me put some of these comments up. Personally, I think this is good for him. It does suck, but I think with a mind like his, he's gonna be one of those people that benefit it. Maybe. JJ and Addison out. They could pick in the top 5. Yeah, Vikings are kind of in a don't care about you. I mean, you can have sympathy for the guy. JJ very smart, gives him a lot of time to study. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? We got 12 people in here. Wow. 12 people, 12 likes. Like it up. Okay. So, alrighty. So, ranking every single team in the NFL. 32. All right, Broder. I agree with that. I think the reps would have been good for him. I agree with that more. It does suck. It does suck. Kind of like Hooker. Yeah. My guy. What up? I saw your comment on my other stream. I liked it. I like the brutal honesty. Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Ranking every Alex Smith is a good comp. I don't know why Booner was on his feelings about that, but okay. Ranking every team in the National Football League. So this is going to be an uploaded video on YouTube, so I might not be responding to all of these comments whilst I'm doing it, but trust me, I do read them, so put them down there. The answer to that is 0, but make sure you stay active in the chat, even though if I'm not reading them out loud, because I'm gonna make this a video, so I'm gonna get through it kind of smoothly, but I'll definitely read them. So, just so you know, you're not just commenting for no reason when I don't read them. I like the camaraderie we got here in the chat. I like it. Shout out to you guys, Coach Walk, Anakin, Broder, Shift God, Tyler, all you guys. All you guys are awesome. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Here we go. Okay, we're doing this on a tier list like we did yesterday. All right, cool. So, tier list 32 all the way up to 1. We're ranking all the teams in the NFL. And Yeah, 32-1, tough list to make, but, because teams are tough to rank because, like, with quarterbacks, it's like we know how they've played, right? We got a resume, whereas the teams, you don't really know exactly how they're gonna do yet before week 1, so this was a little tougher, but I've done a list. Alright, here we go. Ranking every single NFL team for the 2024 season. Number 32, the New England Patriots just lost Matthew Judon. I mean, he was one of the only players on the team that had a pulse last year. I believe they were 4-13. They're rocking with a rookie. They're not even going to start Drake May at first. It's gonna be Jacoby Brissett. Lack of a lot of talent on the offense. I do like the guys they drafted, Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. But I don't think they're gonna be huge impact players right off the bat. Bill Belichick's gone. Don't know about Jared Mayo, and their defense just lost their main pass rusher. I think they'll be hard. Like Jabril Peppers, Jonathan Jones, Kyle Duggar. These guys are all right. I think their defense will be tough. I think their defense is gonna be solid. Like the Patriots' defense is always pretty solid, but I just think that they'll be competitive in some games, but I don't think they're gonna stack up a lot of wins, especially in that division. Buffalo, Miami, New York. It's a tough one. It's a tough division to find your way in. So I think they're gonna be the worst team in football. I think they'll be picking probably number 1 overall, and I think that they might trade it away depending on if there's a quarterback that comes up, but I think they'll probably be picking number 1 overall. A very close second to last is the Denver Broncos. Man, it is rough. It is rough over there. I mean, you lose Russell Wilson, you lose Jerry Jeudy, you lose Justin Simmons. Like, it ain't looking good. You got Bo Nix, who I'm not a huge believer in. Last year, they were 8-9, but I don't think they replicated that. I think when you look at them on paper, I think they're one of the worst teams of football. Bo Nix to Franklin might be nice. Their draft was okay. They haven't added anyone. They're literally paying Russell Wilson to play for another team. Like, it's just bad. It's just really bad. I mean, if you're a Denver Broncos fan, you might as well just put a picture of Patrick Surtain as your logo because he's the only player on your team that's any good. Defense isn't good. I'm not feeling Sean Payton much right now. Bo Nix, again, rookie. I think he'll struggle mightily with the talent they have around him. Denver Broncos, they're not gonna be a great team. Not gonna be a great team. And yeah, Patrick Surtain's their only player. He needs to get out of there. Come to Los Angeles, Patrick. We'll treat you nicely over here. But yeah, Broncos 31. 30, last year's worst team, the Carolina Panthers. Panthers, very, very rough position to be in because they didn't have a first. They were the worst team in the league, and they didn't have a first round pick. And they needed those picks. But I mean, obviously, we know the story last year, right? Terrible coach, terrible quarterback play, terrible, you know, just bad old line, like everything, man. Like it was just a mess. Shout out Booner. I'll get to that in a minute. But Panthers, I think they made some okay offseason moves. I don't think it's all doom and gloom. Bryce Young, will give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't. I mean, they added Robert Hunt on the O line, so they're showing an effort to try to protect him to give him a buckload of money. Derek Brown is a monster on the defense. I like J.C. Horn. Shaq Thompson's good. I think, and their draft they had. I love Xavier Legette out of South Carolina. Jordan Brooks or Jonathan Brooks is a good running back. You had the tight end out of Texas, Sanders. Like they've done an okay job surrounding him with a decent amount of weapons. You still got Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson. Like I think they'll be slightly better than last year. I think they'll win 5 games. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be better than the bottom 2. But I think until they kind of prove it a little bit, then I think they need to be at 30. And don't worry, guys, I'll answer your questions in a minute. 29, New York Football Giants. The Giants, if we were ranking this by defensive line, they'd be in top 5, right? But sadly, defensive line isn't the only thing that matters in football. They were terrible last year. I'm not a believer in Daniel Jones. They lost their entire offense with Saquon Barkley leaving. I love Malik Neighbors, but it's nice that you can catch the ball, but who's throwing the ball, right? And I just don't believe in Daniel Jones. Their offense as a whole, their offensive line, Evan Neal is one of the worst players I've ever seen. Andrew Thomas is the only player on the offense, along with Malik Neighbors, that I think will be any good. Defensive line is good. Like, they'll be a tough team to play, but I just think their offense is going to be putrid. Like, they're going to have to win a lot of games 13-10 if they want to, rack up any wins at all. They've got a couple okay pieces, but I'm not a huge fan of the New York Giants this year. I think they'll be looking for a quarterback. Look out for potentially Shedeur Sanders, Carson Beck, all these young quarterbacks. I think they'll be in for one. 28, New Orleans Saints. I really dislike the Saints. They're just in no man's land. I mean, I don't know what the plan is. Like, they're not in a clear rebuild, but they're also not going for a Super Bowl. They're just kind of there. Like, I forgot they even existed. But I mean, Derek Carr is getting older. Kamara is getting older. Olave's nice. I like the Fuaga pick that they did. Kool-Aid McKinstry's a good pick. Spencer Rattler could be the QB of the future. We'll see. But I don't like Dennis Allen. A lot of the players on their defense are getting old. Tyrann Mathieu, older. Lattimore, Davis, Jordan, they're all getting older. I think they're due for a step back this year, man, and I think they're going to have some a bit of a reevaluation period this year. The silver lining, that division's not the best, so they could have 6-7 wins, but the Saints, I just don't know what's going on there. Like, I don't know the process. I don't know where, like, at least with, like, the Panthers, I see the process. They're trying to rebuild. The Patriots, I see the process. The Saints are just in no man's land, in my opinion, and I think they draft a quarterback soon as well. 27, the Las Vegas Raiders. I like the Raiders, man. They're a fun, cool team to root for. Love Gardner Minshew. But similar to the Giants, there's just not a lot of talent. I mean, Devontae Adams is great, but like I said, it's nice that you can catch the ball, but who's going to throw the ball, right? You lose Josh Jacobs. Max Crosby is an absolute dog. Christian Wilkins is good. Their defensive line will be nice. Secondary is still horrible. Their pass defense will still be horrible. I don't like their offensive line. Brock Bowers was a nice pick, but is he going to be like an impact player right away that can fix their issues? I don't know. Jackson Powers Johnson was a nice pick, but I think the Raiders 6-7 wins. I think they'll be fine, but could easily see them taking a quarterback next year as well. I don't think Aiden O'Connell is the answer, and Gardner Minshew is just a placeholder in my opinion. And yeah, Adams, I think Crosby will probably win. I think he could be a defensive player of the year candidate, but especially in that division, Chiefs will eat him alive. Chargers will probably sweep him as well. They're a 7-win team. I like Antonio Pierce a lot. I think he's good, but vibes can only get you so far. I'm not a huge fan. Number 26, Washington Commanders, a team that I'm quite high on going into this year. Probably wonder why I have them at 26, but Commanders, obviously bad year last year, but I like where they're going. I like what they're building. If you watched my quarterback episode yesterday, you know how big of a Jaden Daniels fan that I am. I think he's going to be an MVP in this league. I think he'll be the best quarterback in this draft class. And I think that the Commanders could be they could be a dark horse, but I just think they were 4-13 last year. They need to prove it a bit. Their offensive line still has massive question marks. Their secondary still has massive question marks. I love their draft. Jaden Daniels, Jer'Zhan Newton, Mike Sainristil, Luke McCaffrey. I like where they're trending. I really do. I love Terry McLaurin. I think he's very underrated. Jahan Dotson. I like some of the pieces they have, but I just think they need to prove it a bit before you can put them a bit higher. But I like what the Commanders are building. Number 25, the Minnesota Vikings. Could probably put the Commanders ahead of them. It's a tough one, but the Vikings. I think if they had a top tier quarterback, like if they had a Jared Goff or a Jordan Love, they'd probably be where the Bears or Packers are right now. You got Sam Darnold now for the full year because JJ McCarthy's out. Aaron Jones is all right. He's nice. Love their receiving core. Love the tight end. Right. I think they'll be a good offense, and I love their head coach. O-line solid. Like the Vikings are fine. I think again similar to like the Raiders, Commanders, 6-7 wins for me. They lose Danielle Hunter. Don't love their secondary. Like they're fine. Like they're fine. They're a very fine team. There's nothing I hate about them. As far as their draft, Dallas Turner was a great pick. So I think they're until they get a true franchise quarterback, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. I think they're a year or two away from being really good. 24, the Arizona Cardinals. Rest in peace, Kyrie Jackson. I know. Rest in peace. Tough to watch. Arizona Cardinals. They're trending in the right direction. I think they are another team I thought killed the draft. I think Marvin Harrison is going to walk in and immediately be a 1,100, 1,200 yard receiver. Max Melton, I like a lot out of Rutgers. Kyler Murray, I think he has a good bounce back year. James Conner actually had a really solid year. I think Michael Wilson's underrated. O-line has some question marks, but I think the Cardinals could make some noise. I think they'll be one of the more tricky teams to play. I think people will look at their schedule, they'll see the Cardinals, and they'll be like, "Ooh, that could be a trap game. That could be tricky." Like, Jonathan Gannon's actually all right. I know people make fun of him, but clearly he has that locker room. You saw it last year. And I think Trey McBride's a really good young tight end. Paris Johnson, franchise left tackle. Like, they got some juice again. They're a bit of a year or two, away from being a playoff team, but I like what they're building in Arizona for sure. And I think they could be higher on this list by the end. All right. Good night, Burning Issues. Appreciate you. All righty. Cardinals 24, number 23, Tennessee Titans. Not gonna lie, the Titans could be a sleeper this year. I think the Titans could be okay. If you look at their team, like when you hear the Titans, you think, oh, they're gonna be crap. But when you look at their team, it's not that bad. Like Will Levis, jury's still out. I think he's good. Tony Pollard, bit of a downgrade from Derrick Henry, but their receiving core, Ridley, Hopkins, Tyler Boyd, you draft J.C. Latham. Like on the defense, you got Tavondre Sweat out of the draft, Jeffrey Simmons. You added L'Jarius Sneed, who was one of the best corners in football. Like, the Titans could be a sleeper, man. They don't have that bad of a team. I think 23 is quite complimentary to them. I don't know why they fired Mike Vrabel. Like, I really don't. I don't think that was the right move. But Titans I think they could win 7-8 games. For sure. I like what the Titans are building. I'm putting them at 23 for now. I like the Titans. I think they could be okay. 22, the Los Angeles Chargers. Again, see, they could be higher. But I just think that Chargers could this could look pretty bad by the end of the year. But I just don't know where the talent, I just don't see it, man. And last year they weren't, like, you might say, oh, they got an elite quarterback. They're going to be elite. Like, they had Herbert last year and they were still 5-8. Like, and they lose Keenan Allen, lose Mike Williams. I think Ladd McConkey will be good. I love their offensive line. I like Jim Harbaugh. Love Justin Herbert. Their defense is only getting older. I like Derwin James. You look at the draft. I think Joe Alt's a hit. Ladd McConkey's a hit. Again, Justin Herbert probably elevates them to 9 wins. But there's a lot of teams in this area that you'll see above that could also get 9 wins. 23, 22 might seem low. But I think they could move higher by the end of the year. And but I just think that until, like, don't love their offense aside from Justin Herbert. I think they could be higher by the end of the year, but I think 22, they're kind of a middle of the pack team for me right now. 21, Jacksonville Jaguars. Not a fan. I'm really not. Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence is under an immense amount of pressure to succeed. You lose Calvin Ridley. You replace him with Gabe Davis, who I was never too high on. Christian Kirk is solid. I like Brian Thomas out of the draft. Evan Ingram's a good tight end. Josh Allen's a demon. They still have, to me, question marks on the offensive line. I thought they should have addressed that way earlier in the draft. Mason Smith's a good defensive tackle they got, but they're one of the worst pass defense in the football last year. Doug Peterson, there's just question marks on this team. I think them and the Titans could be around the same wins. I think Travis Etienne's a good running back. But I have question marks about the O-line. I have question marks about the quarterback. I think Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker I think they'll take some heat off that secondary a bit, but I think in that division, Texans, Colts, and in that AFC, I struggle to see them making the playoffs. Jags, to me, 21. 20, the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle, they're tough team. They could be moved up a bit higher as well. I think, last year they were solid. I think Geno Smith kind of perfectly describes their team. They're solid. Geno Smith's good. Kenneth Walker's a good running back. Their receivers are good. Who was their coach? Was it Mike McDonald they got? Mike McDonald will shore up that defense. I love Tariq Woolen, Devin Witherspoon. They got some really good players. They could definitely challenge for the playoffs. I like Byron Murphy out of the draft. If you listen to Seattle fans, they'll tell you he's the second coming of Aaron Donald. I think we should pump the brakes on that, but I think I like the Seahawks. Their O-line brings me question marks. And Geno Smith, I just don't know if he's that next tier of quarterback to where he'll be consistently making the playoffs. 20, that's about where they should be, in my opinion. 20, they're solid. They're good. They'll compete for a wild card, but I don't see them contending for a Super Bowl anytime soon. 19, one of probably the most polarizing team in the league. See you later. Booner, see you later, brother. I appreciate you tuning in, my guy. 19, Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears, one of the more polarizing teams in football this year. Mr. Nick Wright himself has predicted them to go to the Super Bowl and called them a top 5 roster in football. I got to see it a little bit first. I like the hype. I like what they're doing. Hold on. All right. I like where they're going, right? Love Caleb Williams. Love their receiving core. Defense, I like their defense a lot. I think Jalen Johnson's a dog. I think Kevin Byard's really good. Tyreek Stevenson will take another step. TJ Edwards, their linebackers are great. Their defense took a massive step up with Montez Sweat. I love the Austin Booker pick, Rome Odunze, Caleb Williams. I like what they have going on. But I have question marks that need answered before I put them where other people think they should be. Matt Eberflus still has a lot to prove. O-line still has a lot to prove. And I'm not a DeAndre Swift fan. He'll play 3 games before he stubs his toe and will be out for half the year. And then Khalil Herbert, there's a couple question marks. I think they'll be 9-10 win team. Caleb Williams will be a Rookie of the Year candidate. They're going to be a fun team to watch, but I don't know if they'll put together. I don't know if they'll stack wins yet. Keitho, what's up, brother? I don't know if they'll stack wins yet. They'll be similar to the Cardinals. People will look at their schedule. They'll see the Bears and they'll be like, that could be a trap game. But I think in that division, in the NFC, they'll be on the outside looking in. They could make the playoffs, maybe not. They'll be a 9-10 win team this year, in my opinion, maybe 8. Number 18, the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, I have the Cowboys at 18. I have them low. I have them in the bottom half. Yes, I think the Dallas Cowboys missed the playoffs. I understand. They've won 12 games for the last 3 years. I understand that they're the Cowboys. But you lose half your offensive line. You have a quarterback who wants to get paid $60 million. You have a wide receiver who wants to be the highest paid receiver in football. And you have a defensive player who wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback in football. You've got those going on, and you don't even have money to sign anybody except for Eric Kendricks. You might as well have Anna Kendrick in there at this point. The amount that they lost Like Tyler Guyton, nice player. Cooper Beebe, nice player. They got Ezekiel Elliott running the football. The corpse of Ezekiel Elliott. I don't like Mike McCarthy, not a good head coach. I think they're due for a down year. Deron Bland is overrated in my opinion. Trayvon Diggs is nice. But when your only addition is Eric Kendricks and you lose half your team, like Marshawn Nealon's an okay pick. I think they take a massive step back. Yeah, it's the actor. I'm not a fan of Dallas this year. I think they're the 18th best team. By the way, guys, camera and mic working? We good? Let me know. Indianapolis Colts. Lucas Klotz will be annoyed at this one. Indianapolis Colts are my 17th team, 17th overall team in the NFL. I like what the Colts are doing. Love the draft they had. I loved Latu going in the draft. I like the Mitchell pick. I like their offensive line. They're a well-coached team. They almost made the playoffs last year with Gardner Minshew. They've now got Anthony Richardson there. Colts, watch out for them to sneak into the playoffs. Jonathan Taylor, hopefully he can stay healthy. He's a great running back. Michael Pittman's very underrated, I think. Adonai Mitchell's coming in with something to prove, clearly. Secondary, some question marks, but I think Colts, good team. And I think Shane Steichen's amazing. You saw what he did with that Eagles offense when Jalen Hurts was the quarterback. And you saw that offense kind of take a dip when he left. So, you got DeForest Buckner on the defensive line, Grover Stewart, Latu. I like the Colts. I think they're a middle of the pack team right now. I think until Richardson gets back and proves it a little bit, I'm not putting them in the top 10 or anything like that, but I think the Colts are really solid, and they got smoking Joe Flacco. So Colts are solid. I like them. Number 16, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, I saw a title of a YouTube video, and it was pretty spot on. The Browns are a Ferrari with square tires. Look at their team. You got Nick Chubb, right? We'll see how it looks going off injury. Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore. Great receiving core. David Njoku, very underrated. Experienced offensive line. Myles Garrett. Denzel Ward at corner. Kevin Stefanski, coach of the year. Then you look at their quarterback, and their quarterback has not played a full season since COVID was around. And especially in that division, the quarterback, and in that conference, the quarterback play matters so much. You got so many dogs in that conference. I think that's what's holding them back. If they had Deshaun Watson of 2019, they'd be up there. They would be up there, man. But I like the Browns as a team. I just think that they're in no man's land with Deshaun, and it was a horrible contract. But I think their defense is great. They made the playoffs last year, which was crazy. I think they'll be a 9-10 win team. Might miss the playoffs because of that division and their conference, but the Browns are a good team. 15, shout out Jeff Olson, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like Tampa Bay. I think I don't know, they don't get talked about that much, when I think that they should be talked about more. Tampa Bay, I like Baker Mayfield. I think the Browns probably should have kept him. Didn't run the ball very well last year, so that's a concern, but Mike Evans is still in his prime. Chris Godwin. Tristan Wirfs is a franchise tackle. You got a great front seven. Antoine Winfield. Who's their coach? I forgot. Their coach's name is escaping me, but coach is solid. Like, losing Dave Canales, we'll see how that offense does without him. But I love the Graham Barton pick. Chris Braswell, Jalen McMillan, Bucky Irvin. I like their draft picks a lot. And I think the Buccaneers will be similar to what they were last year. 10-win team. I like Baker Mayfield. I think they're a good team. I think they do. I don't think there's a real weakness on that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. I like what they're doing. Todd Bowles, that's the one. Yeah, I like the Bucs. They're a top 15 team. Watch out for them to make the playoffs as a 7 seed. Number 14. Thank God Booner left. Well, I wish Booner was here. Damn it. The Buffalo Bills. Damn it, why did he have to leave? Why did he have to leave? Let me tell you about the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo. Josh, they're Browns, like, they're a bit of a Ferrari, or they're the Browns, but the other way around. They got sick tires, but the engine ain't working. Like, Josh Allen, top 3 quarterback in the league. If you have that, you always have a chance. Someone share this with Booner, please. Get Booner back in here. With Josh Allen, you'll have a chance to win every game with Josh Allen as your quarterback. But you lose Diggs, you lose Davis, and I know people will say, well, when Stephon Diggs wasn't getting a lot of targets, they went on a 5-game win streak. That's true, but Stephon Diggs also stretches the field, which opens up the run game and the short game. They're not going to have that this year. Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, they're nice players. Offensive line's all right. Dalton Kincaid is good. But their defense is getting older and older and older. Their defense ain't getting younger, and they lost a lot of key pieces on their defense. Love Keon Coleman, but I'm not a huge fan of Sean McDermott. And I just don't see the firepower from the Bills, aside from Josh Allen, like, to compete with the rest of the AFC. I think that they might sneak into the playoffs, but I don't think they win a playoff game. I think the Bills are taking a step back this year. 13, Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are. I've never been too high on Miami either. I think you could flip them in Buffalo, and I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it if you flip those two. They're interchangeable. I think. Look at the Dolphins. I think they've got the better head coach for sure. I like Mike McDaniel. Tua will do good for 8 weeks. Tua's a good quarterback. I won't be a disrespectful. Tua's good. Love their receiving core. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. They lose Robert Hunt in the offseason. I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be doing it for them. Chop Robinson's I didn't understand that pick. Jalen Wright's a good running back. Their draft didn't make a ton of sense to me. They didn't really fill a lot of holes. Love Jalen Ramsey. Javon Holland. Like, their defense with Jalen Ramsey was really solid. Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips coming back from injury. They'll be solid, but I just think their inability to compete with winning teams and their inability to compete in cold weather, I think that brings them down a little bit. So Dolphins, they'll be a 10-win team. I think they're 13. I think they're right on the brink of the playoffs. That offense will be must-see TV as long as they're playing in, good weather. So I think the Dolphins are good. They're number 13 in my opinion. Number 12, they moved up today. I had them at 14. They moved up because of the Judon. Atlanta Falcons. Falcons, I think they've got the quarterback that they've been missing, and they add Matthew Judon. They've already got Grady Jarrett. Wasn't a huge fan of their draft, but their defensive line could be scary with the rookies they have. Grady Jarrett, Matthew Judon. Bijan Robinson's due for a great year. Drake London, we're going to finally see how good he is. Same with Kyle Pitts. Raheem Morris will be a solid head coach. Darnell Mooney, another good wide receiver. AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, good secondary, good pass rush. I think the Falcons win 11 games. I think they make the playoffs. I think that they will win that division. Appreciate you, Alex. I think Falcons, there is a ceiling with them. I don't see them making a Super Bowl run, but I think when you look at what they've been able to do with Arthur Smith and Taylor Heineke and Desmond Ridder at the helm, I think Raheem Morris and Kirk Cousins is a massive upgrade. And I think that the Falcons will be a good 10-11 win team this year for sure. Number 11, Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, I don't believe in the quarterback, but that's about the only thing I don't like about the Steelers. I think the quarterback gives them a ceiling, but the draft they had, Troy Fautanu, Zach Frazier, Roman Wilson, Peyton Wilson, Mason McCormick. I mean, they fully revamped that O-line. I think Jalen Warren will take over as the running back 1. George Pickens is a stud. Question marks at wide receiver 2. Pat Freiermuth, a good tight end. Their defense, TJ Watt. You add Patrick Queen, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Joey Porter Jr. I think is going to take another step. Mike Tomlin's one of the best head coaches in all of football. Quarterback prevents them from being in the top 10, but their roster is just It's great from top to bottom, and they're gonna be a pain. They're gonna be a pain in the ass to play. I think they sneak their way into the playoffs, 10, 11 wins. I like what they're doing a lot. Love the O-line picks they made. Like I think their offense will be solid with Russell. I just think he'll need to be a game manager, right? And I think they won 10 games with Kenny Pickett. With Russell Wilson, I don't see any reason why they can't win 10 games again. Next, entering the top 10, New York Jets. New York Football Jets. Again, polarizing team. Some people might have them outside of the top 10. Some people might have them higher. When you look at the Jets top to bottom, they are the potential they have, like roster. Aaron Rodgers. If he is Aaron Rodgers of old, this is going to be a Super Bowl contender. Brees Hall is primed for a huge year. I think Garrett Wilson is going to be an Offensive Player of the Year candidate. Malachi Corley was a great pick. I love the Olu Fashanu. They added Olu Fashanu and Tyron Smith on the offensive line. And their defense, Javon Kinlaw, Quinnen Williams in the interior, CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams. I think Sauce Gardner is the best corner in football. DJ Reed. They got a stacked team. Their head coach has something to prove. But in terms of roster, you could argue they're a top 5 roster. I just think they're the Jets. They just need to prove it a bit. I'm sure Jets fans will empathize. It's just it needs to go right. Like they need to win a couple games before I instantly put them like the top 5. But I think they've earned their way into the top 10, and I like what they're doing. I think they're going to be a really good team this year. Number 9, Green Bay Packers. Packers, they're a great organization. They're a great organization. Matt LaFleur, good head coach, struggles in the playoffs, but they've got, in my opinion, a top 10 quarterback in Jordan Love. Josh Jacobs is a good running back. I like their receiving core. They don't really have a clear star, but I like Jaden Reed. I like Christian Watson. Their offensive line is solid. You add Jordan Morgan. Edgerrin Cooper was a great pick. I like that a lot. Javon Bullard as a safety. Marshawn Lloyd. Love the draft they had. In terms of their defense, Rashawn Gary is a great player. They re-signed Kenny Clark. Quay Walker is a great linebacker. They have a shutdown corner in Jair Alexander. Xavier McKinney. They add him as well. They revamped that secondary. Like it was kind of their weakness. I like them. I think they win 11 games. I think they're comfortably a playoff team. And yeah, man, I like what the Packers are doing. I love it. 8, my Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams to me are 8. Question mark about the Rams. What will they look like without Aaron Donald? And I think it is fair to question what that defense will look, but let's just go through it. Sean McVay, top 2 head coach. You look at this offense. You got Matthew Stafford, elite quarterback. You got Kyren Williams, top 5 running back in my opinion. Cooper Kupp, who is going to have a big bounce back year. Puka Nacua. They improved the offensive line, and in the draft, you add Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. You have Kobe Turner. You have Byron Young. Kobe Turner, 3rd rookie defensive tackle in the last 20 years to get 9 sacks in his rookie year. The other 2 were Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. I love the Cameron Kitchens pick as well. Darius Williams is a nice corner. I think this defense will be fine, middle of the pack, and I think that the defense will get better as the year goes on. I love the rookies they pick. I think the defense is underrated, and I think this offense has potential to be the best offense in the NFL. I think that they have their offense, and with Sean McVay calling plays, I like it a lot. I like the Rams a lot this year. I do think it's fair to question how the defense will look at first. But I think they're going to be a great team this year again. 7, Philadelphia Eagles. Bit of a bad collapse last year by the Eagles, but I like what they did a lot. Obviously, last year, I think the jury's definitely still out on Nick Sirianni. But their main issue last year was their defense down the stretch, and they upgraded. Like, they replaced Hassan Reddick with Bryce Huff, added Devin White, added CJ Gardner-Johnson. Love the Cooper DeJean and who's the other rookie they drafted? Quinyon Mitchell picks. Like, those were great picks. And I like the hire of Vic Fangio. I think their defense will be a lot better than they were last year. I think they'll get it back around to, like, top 14. And I think this offense, you got Jalen Hurts, I think he's gonna have a huge bounce back year. Saquon Barkley, add him to the offense. AJ Brown, Devontae, still a great offensive line. Also, you lose Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox. It's fair to question who will fill in for those as, like, the kinda like the leaders of the team. But, yeah, I think Philly bounced back. I think they do. I like their new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, a lot more than I can't remember who their OC was last year, but it was a mess last year. I think they get back on track. I think Jalen Hurts has a bounce back year. I think they bounce back in a big way. Number 6, Cincinnati Bengals. Seems like I'm higher on the Bengals than most people. I think people are forgetting how good the Bengals are when Joe Burrow's on the field. Let me educate you. Joe Burrow's 2 full seasons. They've been in the AFC Championship game in the Super Bowl. And they kept the hold of T. Higgins. They kept the hold of Trey Hendrickson. Zach Taylor's a good head coach. And as long as you have Joe Burrow on that offense, you know the offense is going to be elite. I love the Amaris Mims pick. I think Jermaine Burton was a great pick. He's going to be really good. You lose DJ Reader, you're replacing with Sheldon Rankins and Chris Jenkins. I like those replacements. You add Geno Stone and Von Bell into the secondary. I love those picks. Cam Taylor, Britt, Jordan Battle. Those guys are only getting more experience. So I think, Logan Wilson's a great linebacker. I think the Bengals defense was obviously a problem last year, but I think part of that was because their offense was so what's the word I'm looking for? The offense wasn't picking up the slack. I think when you have a top 5 offense, which I think the Bengals could be this year, their defense doesn't need to be amazing. I think they'll go back to being a top 12 kind of defense, and I think Lou Anarumo can always cook stuff up in the playoffs. But healthy Joe Burrow, Bengals are they're definitely an elite team. Nothing else to be said. 5, Baltimore Ravens. As far as the regular season goes, Ravens are elite. Just haven't been able to get over the hump in the playoffs. John Harbaugh's been questionable at times in the playoffs. There are issues. They lose a lot of their O-line. They lose Patrick Queen. They lose Mike McDonald. There are question marks. I don't love their wide receivers, but similar to the Bengals, if Lamar Jackson is healthy, they win. They add Derrick Henry. That RPO is going to be nasty. I like Zay Flowers. You look at their draft. I like Nate Wiggins a lot. Adisa Isaac was a good pick. Devontae Walker, TJ Tampa. They had a good draft. I think the Baltimore Ravens, they're still an elite team. They'll still be a top 5 defense. And Lamar Jackson's still a video game. He's a top 4 quarterback in football. On their defense, they got Matt Abuke, who they paid a ton of money to. He's great. Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, who's one of the best safeties in football. They did lose some stuff. And I do think the Bengals could swoop in and win that division, but I think the Ravens have earned the right to be a top 5 team. Number 4, Houston Texans. Yes. I am putting Houston in there. Might seem premature. I do not think so. Houston Texans, man, I'm telling you, they're on the rise. They were already great last year, and you add Stephon Diggs and Danielle Hunter. Just look at it, man. Pass defense could be a question mark, but you got CJ Stroud. I think he's going to be an MVP candidate this year. Joe Mixon will be fine, but their receivers, Diggs, Collins, and Tank Dell with Schultz. You added depth to the offensive line in the draft, and their defense, Will Anderson, he's going to be really good this year. Danico Autry when he comes back. Danielle Hunter. I love Derek Stingley Jr. Yeah, Kamari Lassiter, Jimmy Ward. I think the way they finished last year, I think they're going to keep going like this. I think they're going to keep elevating. I think they're a top 5 team in football for sure. Love the head coach. Love the quarterback. CJ Stroud single-handedly changed the entire culture of Houston in just 1 year. I love what they're building, man. I really do. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers. Yes, you're damn right. I have the San Francisco 49ers at 3. You could argue that they're 2 just simply because they're the reigning defending NFC champions, right? But there's another team in the NFC that I think will be better than them this year. And I think the Niners potentially losing Brandon Ayuk. And when you look at their roster, I mean, Kyle Shanahan's awesome. Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, nothing needs to be said about their roster. Their pass defense last year was sus. I'm not a huge fan of their secondary, but I think the Super Bowl loser slump, only one team in the last 30 years has made it back to the Super Bowl right after losing, and that was Tom Brady's Patriots in 2018. Ricky Pearsall, if you listen to Niner fans, he's the new Puka Nakua, so I don't know why they're freaking out about losing Brandon Ayuk if he's the new Puka. Renardo Green's a nice corner they added, but you look at it, McCaffrey's getting a little older. Debo's getting older. Kittle. It just feels like last year was their chance to do it, and I just don't think that they're going to be able to replicate what they did last year. I think they've had their time. Again, extremely talented team. They're still a top 3 team. I think they take a step back. Detroit Lions are number 2. Love what the Lions are doing. I love what the Detroit Lions are doing. They just like Brad Holmes, unbelievable general manager. There was a couple concerns with them going into this offseason. Their main weakness was the secondary, and they upgraded the secondary. And a lot of their players are young players that are only getting better. Jahmyr Gibbs, St. Brown, Laporta, Hutch, Branch. They've built a foundation. They're going to be an elite team for a while. They're going to be really good. Jared Goff in that system is a top 10 quarterback. He plays like a top 10 quarterback in that offense. Penei Sewell as well. Forgot to mention him. They got the best offensive line, probably the best running duo in the NFL, a top 5 wide receiver. I do worry about their wide receiver too, but they got an uber talented pass rusher in Hutch, Ali McNeil, DJ Reader. You add Carlton Davis, Terry Arnold. I think, and with their head coach Dan Campbell, I think he's definitely got that locker room, and I think that they go into this season as the best team in the NFC. I really do. I think they overtake the Niners, and I think that the playoffs will go through Ford Field. The playoffs will go through Ford Field this year for sure. The number 1, similar to the quarterback list yesterday, what is there to say about the Chiefs? I mean, you win the Super Bowl, you're the number 1 team. I don't care what they lost. But Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, 2-time defending champs, they're number 1. There shouldn't be any dispute. All right. Those are my NFL rankings, team rankings for the 2024 season. Oh, man. Oh, that was good. We got 19 people in here. Oh, my God. So we got 30 minutes. I'll respond. We'll go through the comments because I wish I could respond to these on the fly, but I have to keep it going. But I can't believe Booner joined. Let's go. All right, so all right, thanks for participating in the chat. Appreciate the kind comments. I think it was Alex. Appreciate it. Okay, hold on. Hang on. We're not too high on the Bills. What do you think of the list? Anything you disagree with, agree with? What do you think? That ain't happening, buddy. It's not happening. Facts, Keith, though. I think they might miss a beat early, but I think that they'll be good. The Rams defense. Pro Kyren Williams propaganda, love it. You damn right, man. Damn, I gotta talk with Chest. Gotta talk with Chest. Why do you have the Bengals higher than the Rams? Better quarterback. I think Trey Hendrick. I don't think they didn't lose that much. Like Higgins and Hendrickson didn't really. They didn't like. They're still there. I think the Bengals are gonna be really good, man. I think they're gonna be nasty. All right, I'll get to what you're putting now. Hold on. You think Rams over Bengals? Could see it. Rams could be higher. Wow. Do you think Donald will come back? He was at training camp today. He was at the open practices with the Dallas Cowgirls. We were pushing those guys around. I could see it. I definitely could see it. Could see it happening, but chances of it happening are probably quite low, let's be honest. Good night, Anakin. All right, I like the feedback. Got some good takes. It was nice. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this every week. We'll do this every week. Browns over Bills. Could see it. They're both dogs. Let's just be honest. They're both dogs. That way we get to see. Yeah, yeah. It's tough to rank them because they haven't played yet, right? So yeah, they're a tough one. They're a tough one to rank. Tough one. Stafford stays. No, that's not the one. Stafford stays healthy. Maybe dark. I think so. I think so. Definitely could be a dark horse MVP. I think he'll get nominated. Potentially. Yeah. We'll see how he looks. We'll see how he looks. What do you have Titans wins at? 7 or 8. I wish, man, Booner was in here, man. Damn it. What a guy. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you tuning in at such a late point in the day. He does have underrated toughness. Mailbag. If the Jets do trade Reddick, what team do you see him possibly getting moved to? What if they just like, hey, you're gonna go to a terrible team, like just to annoy him? Wouldn't shock me if the Lions got him. Ravens maybe. Ravens maybe. To the Niners for Ayuk. Yeah, that would be weird. That would be kind of crazy. I hope Burrow stays healthy. I really do. Who has a better chance to win MVP, Goff or Stafford? I think Stafford will have a better year, but maybe the team success. I'd say Stafford, but the team success could matter with Goff. So who knows? I think Stafford, though. I think Stafford will have a much better year. Mailbag, most overrated quarterback in the league. Probably, I think Trevor Lawrence is very overrated. Like he gets a lot of credit for stuff like he hasn't really done yet. Tua is overrated. I'd say Trevor Lawrence. What do you guys think of me putting the Lions at 2? And what do you think about the Bears? I agree, Derek, from a while ago. We need to see it first. Jordan Love overrated? Maybe. By certain people, maybe. I love it. I think we all know why. It's the Chiefs, man. Like You can't move the Chiefs down from 1. In Chicago, the Bears are way better than I want them to be. Yeah. I don't think they'll light the head on fire or they'll light the world on fire right away, but I think they'll be pretty good. I think they'll be good. They'll be solid. Damn, it's hot in here, man. God. Wonder if there's anything else we could talk about. I thought that would take a little longer. Damn. Is Lamar overrated for being such a poor? I think he's overrated by some and underrated by others. All right, people just throw his playoff stuff under the rug like it's nothing. He's depends on who you talk to. Ravens fans overrate him, but yeah, I don't think he's the most overrated. Yeah, Mahomes didn't have a great regular season, but he just turns on in the playoffs, doesn't he? Back-to-back Super Bowl champions, you kind of are, in my opinion. You are world beaters. Bold. I don't mind it. Could be a trap game. Could be a trap game. Trying to think, how could I fill up these last 20 minutes? How could I fill up? That was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I've got a headache now after that. Quarterbacks were easier. It's hot. Jeez. Okay, were there any rankings that you flat out disagreed with? He did. Lamar did lose some weight. Mailbag. Other than quarterback, I think the Niners lose McCaffrey. That could be trouble. Um, um the I'd probably say Niners with McCaffrey, to be honest, because he's like their whole offense. See you later, brother. See you later, Shaq. Damn, it's hot in here, man. God. Sorry, guys. I'm a little lightheaded. I don't know. That was a bit much. A little tired. I'm a little off kilter. A little off kilter. I think that chat earlier took it out of me. My God. Frank Ragnow, yeah. If they lose Sewell, their offensive line will still be good without Sewell. Like, green screen, maybe. I could add a green screen. That wasn't my era, but both dogs, both should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. Give me a sec, guys. All right. Okay. think I stayed up a bit too late. A little tired. All right, I needed that water to be honest. I feel better now. Um, that's a good one, actually. Myles Garrett. Yeah, I agree with that. If the Vikings lose Jefferson, Cowboys if they lose CD. If the Cowboys lose CD Lamb, that's trouble. Yeah. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? What do you want to know? Yeah, Jettas with the Vikings could be bad. Yeah, Sewell would be a big loss. Appreciate you guys for staying up this late. I'll be better tomorrow. I was off kilter from the start. Let's just shut it off 1 minute in. Ugh. I think I had a bit of a come down period from my first episode yesterday. I was so hyped. Ugh. All right. I'll be better. I'll you know, it's like that it's like a quarterback at a press conference after every bad game. I'll be better. Like I'll be better. I got to get it right. I'll be better. Lions your second team. I don't mind it. I've got a connection to you guys for sure. Bengals are my second team though. I like the Bengals, but I mess with the Lions. Can the Rams make it with Wentz? I wish they'd kept Wentz. They Wentz is with the Chiefs now. They got Jimmy G now, but I wish they kept Wentz instead of getting Jimmy G. All good, man. You're doing fine. Like the long form list with some pause afterwards to explain. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Tyler. Yeah, for real. For real. I do not know who that is. Is that bad? No, he's 47. Dre Bly. Was he a dog? Yeah, that was before he was on the 1999. Yeah, that was before my era. I'm not too familiar with that. All good, Tyler. uh Did the Browns bring Flacco back? No, Flacco's in Indy, correct. Oh shit. Yeah, Rams and Lions, yeah. I did just look him up. Yeah, that's cool. How and why did you start following local Detroit sports? So, a couple years ago, it was during the 2021 season, remember looking up Jared Goff on YouTube because I like wanted to know what are people saying about my former quarterback. And I saw this video. It was Adam Baydoun. Shout out Adam talking about him. And I was like, this guy's I like listening to him. So I just kind of casually started following from there. And then when the Rams played the Lions, I hopped into the Woodward Knights show and kind of got adopted into that chat from there. And then ever since the Crunch Time show started, I've just been diehard from there. So yeah, that's it. Baydoun 2028. Truth. Truth. But yeah, love the chat. Oop, camera's a little blurry. God damn it, come on. Camera went a little blurry there. How do I? Did the Wi-Fi going weird? They didn't think much of Goff, yeah. God damn it, why is this? Yeah, camera's gone a little weird, fellas. It is Lucas Klotz syndrome. God. Correct. Stafford's better than Goff still is. I love the Lions, but Stafford is a Hall of Famer. Correct. Damn. Fuck. What happened? What if I'd close it and then put it back up? Hey, there we go. Still got 10 people in here. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. All right. See you, Keitho. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. He does, man. He's got an arm. So why didn't you have many friends? You shy? Were kids dicks to you? Because I think you're a great young man. Well, streams only. See you later, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. First of all, I really appreciate that, coach. I do. So I'll tell you my story. So mainly throughout my childhood, I've been mostly homeschooled. When I was younger, I went in your G streams only. I went in 1 day a week, and then I really liked it, but then all my friends left that school, so I just decided to be fully homeschooled. And then I played soccer as well, and I was always kind of the odd one out in soccer because I was homeschooled and they all knew each other. And so I always found it difficult to blend in. And I kind of, kids at soccer for different teams definitely saw me as an easy target at times. But I was cool with it for a while. And then my plan was to go into high school full time, like go into the classes 3 days a week. COVID messed up the freshman year, so I was still homeschooled for my freshman year. And sophomore year of high school, it just didn't work. My pop culture awareness isn't very good, and just my overall chemistry with the kids, like there was just a lot of conversations that happened that I struggled to take part in, and I just kind of slowly just it just didn't work. And since then, I haven't gone back. So making friends hasn't been the best for me. It is what it is. I appreciate that compliment, though, coach. It means a lot, truly. I was a bit shy. I've always been sensitive. Appreciate that, though, coach. Wish I could make you moderator. Does that do anything? But yeah, that's it. Appreciate you, Derek. Thank you. Thank you. You're wise beyond your years. I appreciate that, coach. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it a lot. Still got 9 people in here. Let's go. God, that list was a bit much. I won't lie to you. That kind of took it out of me because with the quarterbacks, you're only talking about one player. Meanwhile, the teams, you have to talk about the whole team. Like, and by the end, I was just like, oh my god, I was struggling. That was a bit much. Oh man. Still a rookie at this, so shows might not be perfect right away. But I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are G's, man. Yeah, we'll just hang out 10 more minutes. Still trying to decide what I'm doing tomorrow. Still thinking I might do multiple top 10s. Still thinking about it. Good night, Anakin. See you later, buddy. Not sure what tomorrow's list. Might do some more top 10s. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got you. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll get something cooking. I'll get something cooking. Nice. Well, you're a valued member, Andy. You're the man. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. That's real, man. He does tend to do that. He does tend to, say he's leaving a lot, and then he doesn't. He wants to get that "Good night, Anakin." I hope you didn't piss him off. Video games, I will always be bitter to my parents because they didn't let me play Fortnite when it was popping. But I've played a lot of Madden, bit of COD, a little bit of COD, not much. The COD I got, I didn't really like. I don't know, I've never really gotten hooked onto the popular video games. I don't know why, but I've been playing a lot of college football, FIFA. I loved let me tell you, 2 games I used to play a lot when I was younger. Wii Sports. That was my childhood, Wii Sports. Wii Sports and Mario Kart. Mario Kart Wii and Wii Sports, those games were the shit. I That was my childhood. That FIFA, like, those are my games. But right now, it's college football right now. I also play UFC, UFC 4. I enjoy that a lot as well. Derek, appreciate you. Have a good rest. Yeah, staying up till 2:30 in the morning probably wasn't the move. Yeah, I've lost the first of all, if I had more money, I might, but I've already got college football, and I don't really wanna play 2 separate games, and Madden's just not been good. Like, and plus, I've got a bit of a tight budget because over the last month, I've bought an Xbox Series X, college football, a camera, and a mic. So I'm kinda slim with the money, so I'm trying to be smart, and I'm not even monetized right now, so I'm brokey. That's a good idea, coach. Yeah, I'll think about that. I'll think about that for sure. I know I'm saying it a lot, it might be annoying, but I really appreciate you guys for watching, it means a lot to me. It means a ton. Feels really good. California, brother. Southern Cal. You need to be monetized, and I think you need to get 1,000 subs, I think. So, nothing I can do. Monetization, YouTube requirements. Yeah, 1,000 subs, have at least 4,000 hours of watch time. Nothing I can do. Florida. How's Florida? For those of you who are wondering, I'm 18. Turned 18 in July. Ask some we'll do, like, we'll take a break from sports. How about general life questions? We got a few more minutes here. I wanna get this to an hour and a half. What would I do to ask for their help? Like, how I'm not su yeah, from Detroit, but Florida's the best. I've heard it's humid as hell down there, bro. Yeah, I need to wake up. I was too caught up in the chat that I underprepared a little bit. I promise I'll be better. God, well, I need to get my haircut soon. Anybody watching UFC 305 this week? Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya. Anyone watching? Shout out to you guys for being up this late, man. Ask them all to subscribe. I've already asked for a lot of subs. I'm not worried about monetization as of right now. Like, I'm gaining subs and I want to earn it, so I'm all right. Not paying for fights. I always go to do you guys have Dave& and Buster's? I always go to Dave& and Buster's and watch them. They're on for free there. I have not been to Michigan. I've been to Arizona for a soccer camp for a week, that was dope. Arizona, Vegas, and the UK. I went to the UK for a couple weeks. Fun fact, um, my whole family's Scottish, fun fact. So, yeah, I've been to the UK. They're Scottish, so if you hear a hint of Scottish accent, that's why. Inflation is just brutal everywhere. I'd rather not talk about politics at all. This election is gonna be a problem. Mm, God. So, sorry. So am I what? Sorry, I forgot already. What were you referring to? Sorry. What was I talking about? God. I've never lived in Scotland. My parents moved down. They moved to Santa Clara in San Francisco when they were in their mid-20s, and then when I was born, moved down here. You're Scottish. Are you, like, born in Scotland? Oh my god, we have get the bagpipes. Get the kilts. Put your kilt on. We all have to buy a kilt. I'm pulling up to the next episode in a kilt. I never lived in Scotland, though, no. Scottish descent then? Okay. If it's Nathan. My dad's Scottish accent always cracks me up. It always does. That's awesome. We'll wrap it up in a few minutes here. For those of you still here, Tyler, Detroit City, Coach, you guys are the best. If you want to. Yeah, man. I have not watched that. I'm so bad with TV shows, man. Oh, yeah, that's the one with the dude, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why have they not showed me that? Why have my parents not showed me that? Damn it. Damn. I'm so bad with movies and TV shows as well. Alright, good show. Good show. Make sure to like it up. Sub. I went through a little adversity today. We'll bounce back. We'll bounce back. I'll be a bit more prepared for tomorrow. You're a G, Tyler. I truly, really do appreciate all these kind comments. Because I do think pretty badly about myself sometimes. So all the words of encouragement mean a lot. I've become kind of numb to nice comments from my parents because they always say it. But when it's from you guys, like, it means something, because I've not had a lot of that from. I've had it from certain people, but again, I just for some reason I just gotten numb to it. But when it's people like you guys who don't have any affiliation with me and you still say kind things, like, it means a lot. So I thank you for that. What do you watch? I don't watch much. Big fan of the Rocky movies. I like Modern Family. That's my favorite comedy TV show. But I have to think. Rocky movies was my thing, like back in the COVID days. Loved Cars when I was younger. Man, the nostalgia I get from watching Cars. But I'll definitely watch more movies. Like, I need to watch Shawshank. I've watched a couple of the John Wicks. If I could think about it, I've probably watched more than I could think about it. Um, Don't Give Up. Appreciate it. I know. I just don't think super highly of myself. All right, we'll wrap this up in a couple minutes. For real, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I've seen bits of it. Yeah, I'll probably for some reason I can just never get interested in it, and I sometimes I don't understand the jokes, and Yeah, I watched a bit of it, yeah. The League was a great show, I'll check that out. I do have Netflix, yeah. I do have Netflix. I've watched Drive to Survive on Netflix, that was fun. I will keep these recommendations in mind. We'll do 2 more minutes, then we'll wrap it up. 2 more minutes. Shoutouts. We still got 6 people? Shane dude, speaking of Shane, have you guys seen the, thing on YouTube? Have you heard the Kill Tony episode when Shane Gillis was doing his Donald Trump impression and someone else was doing a Biden impression? And they were dressed up? It is the funniest thing I've ever watched. Shane Gillis's trumpet, he has it down to a T. Like, all the movements, like, it is nuts. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's hilarious. Look up Kill Tony on YouTube and Kill Tony Shane Gillis, or just look up Shane Gillis Trump. Yeah, Adam Ray. It was class. It was so funny, man. Yeah, yeah, Tyler. All right, I will check out Mr. Wayne. Yeah, Adam Ray and Shane Gillis. That was hilarious, man. That was sick. All right. He does, man. Okay. It's when Shane walks in as Trump and he walks in and Biden's just Adam Ray's just there like with that terrified look from like the debate. So funny. All right. That'll wrap it up. Little off today. Apologies. But thank you for watching episode 2 of the Bald Don't Lie podcast. Every single one of you guys are real ones. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching me. All you guys, man, for watching through the whole show. It's elite. You guys are elite. I appreciate the support. All right. Final closing statements from the boys. All right. We'll catch you boys. We'll catch you the boys next time. We'll be back tomorrow. This is a daily show, by the way. For those of you who don't know, daily show, 10 to 11:30 Pacific, not Pacific, Eastern time, roughly. I know I've gone over that, but yes, sir. This is what I want to do. Appreciate it. All right. Appreciate you guys for tuning in tomorrow. Facts. I'll have something to go over by tomorrow. We'll have some good stuff for you, but appreciate you guys for tuning in. Peace out. All love. See you later.